We'll begin first, Coach, with an opening statement.
I am super excited to be playing more basketball with this team. And, hats off to Belmont. That is one heck of a team. We knew it. We all knew it coming in. We knew they were going to fight for 40 minutes. And I'll tell you what a great game to watch, I'm sure. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy for this group and, really proud of them.
All right, we'll now open up for questions for student athletes, starting right here.
Maria Cornelius, 247 Sports, Tennessee. Sarah, if you could just walk me through that last play. One, you falling down, having to leave the court, and then coming back to hit the game winner. And then Tamari, you set the all-time Tennessee blocks record at Tennessee, passing Candace Parker after Sarah. If you can talk about that.
Well, I knew it was going to be crazy. Of course, a crazy atmosphere, but that's always great for us, because it just helps us to be able to want to do it for the fans as well. So going through, if I was open and the ball was coming to me, I knew I was going to knock down the shot. I knew everybody on the bench and everybody on that court had every ounce of confidence in me. They always tell me that. So as soon as I got it, I knew what I was going to do with it. So.
I think that play, it was just exciting. We had option, and everybody make sure we crushed the board. And I think we all knew as soon as it left her fingertips that it was good. So yeah, this is a good job. And for the blocks, it's surreal, I think, because Candace Parker is just so amazing. I mean, she's amazing. A human being and basketball player as well, obviously. So to be able to do that and get it this season and in this game, it makes it a lot more special.
Over here on the left.
Cora Hall with the Knox News Sentinel. Sarah, you have been doing that all season, hitting big three-pointers. You did it in the first game against Southern Illinois. I don't know if you can be ready for that moment, but how ready did you feel for this moment?
I was very ready, just because I knew my teammates had all that confidence in me, and so that just made me feel so free out there and just be able to do, the gift that God gave me to do. So, and that's to shoot the basketball. So.
Here on the right.
Kelly and Stitz, WATE. This is for both Tamari and Sarah. What does it mean for you guys to be part of the team to help get the program back to the Sweet 16 since 2016?
I think it's special, and we've been saying it all year that this group is it's different, and you feel the vibes with us. I feel like even the fans interacting with us, even though you're not there every day, it's a different atmosphere with this group, and it's just been really fun to play with each other. I feel like we go to bat for each other every game and every practice. So it's really exciting, but we're not done yet. So.
It's just really surreal because, as a freshman, like you come in and you're just giving it your all. You're just going out there doing whatever the team needs you to do. And so to be able to see all the work that we've all put in and it just come to fruition is absolutely amazing. And I'm extremely grateful to be a part of it.
Teresa Walker, the Associated Press. Sarah, you look like you have a nice little knot there on your forehead. Is that from where you went down? And was it? Do you think it was an elbow or something caught you there?
Well, that actually happened 2 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So it didn't happen whenever I fell tonight.
I guess George for the Athletic. Following up on that, so what did happen on the fall? And then I wanted to ask you about at post-game, everybody, you guys were all waving, but you saw your parents. What was that moment like before you came back and had a moment with them?
So the fall, I was just going up for a rebound, and I think we just kind of got tangled up, and I went too far back and just kind of fell down really hard. And then just to see my dad, like he was in tears, and then I had to go over there because he's the one that got me into basketball, and to be able to share that moment with him was just amazing. So.
Here on the left.
This is for either of you guys, but your regular season home finale wasn't what you wanted it to be, and at that point you weren't sure if you were hosting these rounds really. What does it mean to have these last couple home games and end your season at Thompson Bowling like this?
I think for us, we were looking forward to playing again in TBA. So just being able to, in these last two games, these big games, both against really good teams, I think it's been a lot of fun, especially for our seniors as well, their last game. NCAA, to be able to tell people that they made it to Sweet 16 in a crazy atmosphere is just really exciting for us.
Over here on the right.
Tamari, at one point, I think it was in the second quarter, definitely the first half, Tess Darby is sophomores on the floor with all 4 freshmen. Just how much faith do you have in these youngsters to handle that big moment at that time?
It was the end of the first quarter, I think, and JoJo came up to me and she was like, all 4 freshmen are on the court and 1 sophomore. And I was like, are you serious? Like that, I mean, just watching from the bench, it was just like they gave us that boost, I think, going into the second quarter and put us up by a few more points. And it just shows that how hardworking our freshmen and sophomores are for this team and what they bring to us. So it's fun.
Down here in front on the left.
Tyler Wombles with the Daily Times. Sarah, it's obviously not over yet, but this freshman season has been pretty crazy for you. I mean, you already carved out a role, and then the shot tonight has to sort of make it, sort of be the icing on the cake a little bit. Just how would you describe the freshman season that you have had at Tennessee?
It's been extremely fun. It's been everything I've dreamed it would be. And I'm just thankful for all the people that are around me because they push me every single day to be better.
I think it's quite proven now that Alexis Dye has something different in her in March. It's her 4th straight double-double. What has it been like for you guys to really see her just explode these last 4 games?
Snoop is really good at basketball. So it is to no surprise to us that she's just been playing her butt off. I mean, she has won rings every year that she's played basketball, and this is the year for us. She's come on this team, and she has the winner's mentality, and she works really hard, so we're glad that she's on our team.
Here on the right.
For both players, Tamari and Sarah, you've done this all season where you've had to battle back. I mean, you waited till 17.8 seconds to go to take the lead, but how much did you draw on all those other experiences to stay calm in this moment when you were basically trailing for most of the 4th quarter?
You good?
You got it.
Okay. Well, I think we literally just thought that we had that one play mentality. So we're on offense. We don't worry about the next possession. We're in the moment. We're taking that moment. We're doing whatever we can to get an offensive rebound, and then if we don't get it, we're transitioning to defense, and then we're doing everything we can to stop them from scoring. So I think being able to have that mentality is really good for us because we're just focused on that one thing right then and there, and then we move on to the next immediately, and whatever happened doesn't affect us.
That, and I just feel like our fight, we just dug really, really deep. I feel like the games we've had this season, all this season, have just prepared us for. We talked about the adversity and things that we have faced during this season, so I feel like all of that just, it shows that we can really dig deep and fight. We want to win.
All right, we have one question in the Zoom. Chantel, go ahead.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Both Tamari and Sarah, I'm just curious what the post-game locker room celebration was like.
Run to the refrigerator, grab bottles of water, and
Soak Sarah.
Sarah actually peeked in and saw we were about to soak her and close the door.
I did. I had to get ready. I had to mentally prepare for that moment.
And then coaches came in. There was confetti. It was a lot of fun. It was just a moment, just moments like that, that you'll just remember like years and years from now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Tamari.
Thank
Thank
you.
Y'all are
you.
free to go. We'll now open up for questions for head coach Kelly Harper. Over here on the right, and then down here in front.
Coach, I know you know that we keep up with the numbers all the time, but this is the first one in 6 years. That was a lot riding on Sarah Puckett's shot. Do you know if she had any idea how long it had been since Tennessee had been back?
Nah. She's. Let me say something about Sarah real quick. I was thinking about this earlier today when, we have an optional shoot around. Sarah's there. We have extra shots getting up. Sarah's shooting them. Now, don't get me wrong. She's not the only one. But I was thinking this morning how much time our freshmen have put in extra. And she may not be the top of the list, but no one's higher than her. I'll say that. And, it just pays off. Eventually it pays off, and it paid off in a big way today.
All right, we'll go with Teresa, Madison, Joe, and then Cora.
Kelly, in talking about that, she only took the 1-3, and it was that one with 17.5 seconds. That confidence in knowing that you get the ball to her, she's going to knock it down in that situation.
Well, going down the stretch, we had her in the game. We had to have a score, and we had 2 or 3 options that we were going to look for, and that was one of them. And Ray made a really nice drive. I was a little blocked from it, so I can't wait to go back and watch it. Ray made a nice drive. I think they collapsed in, and she found the open man, and Sarah knocked it down. So I'm so happy for our team, so happy for Sarah that shot went in.
Coach Madison Hawk, WBIR TV. I saw you get a little emotional right there when Sarah and Tamari were talking. What was that about?
Oh, man, I just love this team, and they've been so much fun to coach, and I'm so proud of them, and this is a big deal. This is a really big deal, and for Sarah to step up here as a freshman and have that confidence, and for Tamari to step up and make some big free throws at the end of the game and have that confidence. We got her the ball at the end of the game to shoot the free throws, and just how far she's come and grown, and how much they want it for each other. And then I think somebody asked about the end of the game, and the boys, they didn't blink. I mean, they came over to the bench. What do you want me to do? I drew it up, and they went out and executed. That's where they were at. It was pretty frantic. I felt like the last, 20, 30 seconds, and they stayed poised the entire time.
Joe, here in front.
On the freshman, Kelly, it seems like obviously starting even with the SEC tournament that really you got started to get more and more out of them. How have you seen since them the group of them kind of grow together?
Yeah, I tell you what, they've hung in there. Some of them have had minutes throughout the year. Some of them have had minutes late, and they're really taking advantage of their opportunities when they get them. And I'm telling you, they put so much time in outside of our practice. It's the culture here right now, but it is so strong with those freshmen, and they're so excited. I mean, they have so much energy. They're thrilled to continue to play, and I'm thrilled to continue to coach them.
2 quick questions. First, with how much players like Sarah and Brooklyn have played this season, do you feel like they've done a bit more than just one season of development? And 2, Sarah's kind of struggled offensively the last 8-9 games. What's it been like for you as a coach trying to keep that confidence up because she can do that? Yeah,
we just keep talking to Sarah about keep shooting. I tell her all the time, you got to keep shooting, because I think she is a really talented player, and she's had a little bit of a shooting slump, but she can do so much for us, and she's open. She's got to shoot for us, and I'm glad she did tonight. I think we told them when they got to probably early in the conference play, we told them they weren't freshmen anymore. If you played that many minutes early on, you played in big games, you've played in close games, you've made big plays in those games, and then you're pretty experienced at that point. So they've been good.
Hi, Emily Adams, Knox News Sentinel. You guys had a little bit of a breakdown there in the third quarter that kind of let them make that comeback. How were you able to rein that back in, to have them pull it out at the finish like that?
Yeah, it's funny. You hear our players talk about one-play mentality. I'll be honest with you, I'm that way too, so I'm going to have to go back in the memory banks a little bit. I do know, obviously, in that third quarter, they ran down a lot of O-boards, a lot of loose balls, and felt like they capitalized on every one of them. So, they got back in it by getting some easy shots, getting some layups, making some threes off of those O-boards. And we were coming down empty a few times. I thought we took a few rushed shots. We were a little bit better there in the second half when we were giving our posts some touches, but we also had to have some ball movement as well. So for us, we had to find a little bit more movement offensively, and then tighten up our defense.
Kelly, tomorrow, I know that's a heck of a record to set at Tennessee, to pass Candace Parker. And then second, of course, now you're going to Wichita, so we're going back to our old question. What's the status of Jordan Horston? Could she possibly play next weekend?
I don't know. I'll find out, Maria. It'll be fun to find out. We'll see what happens this week and see how she's progressed. And again, I know we're all very hopeful, but at the same time, we're also very realistic about her injury and what it's going to look like. So we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes day to day this week. What was the first part? Tamari, thank you. Yes. Listen, anytime that you were even mentioned in the same sentence as Candace Parker, you've probably done something right. And to have a record that's close to and then pass, that's an impressive number. And listen, Tamari has done it all year. Her career has she started. That was her strength when she started. She's now blossomed into more than just a shot blocker, but her shot blocking abilities really anchor our defense.
Kelly, Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 in Nashville.
Yep, thank you, sorry.
Getting to the Sweet 16 was going to be the next step for the program, obviously, but to have the sort of roller coaster ride of the great start and expectations and then all the injuries you went through and to ride it out to this and this team to be the one who did it, does it make it any more special?
Oh, absolutely. When you really have to fight for something, when it doesn't come easy, it makes it more special. It does. And they have fought. They have, gone through adversity. They've hung together. They've done everything we've asked them to do. And I wanted so bad for them to get rewarded with more basketball. And, they're excited. And they should be, because this has been an amazing journey. And they have said it all year. They have said this is a special team, and this team can do some special things in March. And here we are.
Our last two questions, Joe here in front, and then we'll wrap up with Cora.
Yeah, following up on the Sweet 16, Kelly, what about just the importance for the program, even to have this week, to be able to show recruits and all that stuff? Like, what's the value of having this week leading into it?
Well, I think it's really important that the presence Tennessee has is in the Sweet 16. I think that's important for our program. They talk about us for another week. That's a good thing, right? And I also think it's great for what we're doing here. It's great as we continue to take steps forward. It's where we need to be. We don't take it for granted. You don't just get there. A lot of teams a lot of really talented teams are not going to be there this year. There's been a lot of parity, and just glad we're one of them.
Last question, Cora.
Kelly, the end of that game was a battle. There was a stalemate at 66-64 for 2 straight minutes of gameplay, and there was an inbounds play, I think, with less than a minute left when Brooklyn Miles got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. How much confidence does that give you in your team's just ability to stay locked in those final minutes and really grind out a win?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think we've had so many of those this season. Now, a lot of them were early on. We had to fight. We had to find some comeback wins. We had to make big plays on offense. We had to make big plays on defense to secure wins throughout the season. So I think, we stepped out there. We weren't the moment wasn't too big for us. I think we were very confident stepping out there that we were going to find a way to make a play. And, like I said, we had options. We knew what we were doing if we were missing. We knew what we were doing if we were scoring. I think we were ready to go. And, every player was out there trying to do their job.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
First of all, credit to, a lot of respect and credit to Tennessee. Coach Harper has done, I don't know if people who don't do this for a living understand how hard it is to lose players like they've lost players and as consistently down the stretch of a season when you've got to rework a lot of stuff. She's done an incredible job of piecing things together and still having a really, really good basketball team. There's not a lot of weaknesses on the floor with those guys. So credit to her and her staff and those kids tonight. They played hard. They played well, and we were 3 points short tonight. I can't be more proud of a group than I am of our group. I think I've got the best job in the world, working for the greatest people in the world, the greatest university in the world. I still pinch myself when I walk across campus and say I get to work here every day. It's pretty cool. But the best part of it is the people I get to work with and these young ladies. I've told them this has been a hard year. This has been an exhausting year. But man, it has been fun to coach this group. And it beats working for a living, that's for sure. But I can't be more proud of the effort. And the two sitting next to me, and I feel for all of them. They're all hurting really bad right now because they're competitors. And I think everyone who watched the game understands how competitive and tough this group is. There's a lot of chances to fold. And it was a great environment. I loved playing in front of all those fans. To see that many people excited about women's basketball. This is such a good game. And these players are so talented. And it is really cool to see that many people excited about women's basketball. Everyone in Knoxville has done a tremendous job of making us feel really welcome. This has been a great experience for our kids. And, I'm just thankful that we had the opportunity, and extremely bummed and, upset at myself for some mistakes I made down the stretch. I should have put these kids in better positions, but, man, they gave everything tonight. I'm so proud of them.
We'll now take questions for student athletes. We'll start right here with Maria.
Maria Cornelius, 247 Sports. For both Madison and Tutti, you certainly showed women's basketball across the country who you are this weekend with the win over Oregon, taking Tennessee literally down to the final seconds of the game. You're probably going to leave here with a lot of what ifs, but do you also leave here with your heads held high for how you represented Belmont?
I would definitely say we're going to leave here with our heads high. Like Bart said, it's been a long season, and we've grown so much together. We've grown a lot as a team. So, it was tough losing, of course, but we're definitely going to leave with our heads high. We're so proud of each other.
I would say the same. The way we came back in that game is just something we all can be proud of, and the way we showed how great we play together and how tough we are, and we go through all of the adversity that we hit through the game is just something that helps us keep our head high.
Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 in Nashville. For both you ladies, when you're making that comeback in the second half and shots are falling and the rhythm's going your way, how good are you feeling? How confident are you feeling? And then the flip side of that, the finality when that final second goes off.
Yeah.
I would just say we started making that comeback. That was probably the best feeling. To have our fans and our students and our coaches and everyone behind our back while we did it was even a better feeling for me. And I know that's also the same way for Tutti.
Yeah, basketball is a game of runs. We're going to have ours. The other team is going to have theirs. So it's part of the game. Of course, having that comeback felt amazing, but we just didn't get the end result that we wanted.
For either Tutti or Madison, had some chances there, especially in that final minute. When Destiny's got the ball, though, in her hands and you're going down the court, confidence fairly high with her success rate that ball is going to go down. And when you saw it hit off the backboard, what was the feeling at that point?
Anytime Destiny has the ball in her hand, I feel great. So, I knew we had a shot at the end, but once the buzzer went off and I saw the ball didn't go through the net, it hurt. But, we'll come back next year, we'll work harder, and we'll see what happens.
I would say the same. It's really important to trust your point guards. And that's one thing that I do trust them, and I trust that when the ball is in their hands and it's crunch time, that, they can do it. whether that's with us or, you know, they have a play for them, they can do it. That's something that we just stand by.
I just wanted to ask both of you on the three that they hit to take the lead, what you saw in that play, and I imagine a freshman who hadn't taken a three in a game that probably wouldn't have been the worst option from your perspective at that point.
Excuse me, what's the question?
In other words, just wanted to know what you saw in the last possession, and then I guess the fact that a freshman took that three. There probably other players on Tennessee that you would rather not shoot there.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Sarah Puckett for a long time, and she's a great player. It doesn't matter, you know, what year she is. She just made the shot, and we had a chance after that. We just couldn't complete it, so.
Here on the left, Cora.
Cora Hall, Knox News Sentinel. You two and Destiny are sophomores, so this is your second year having this result. How much fuel does that add to your fire coming back next season?
I would say this is something to really look forward to out of this group. So I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The way we fought today is something to show the world, and also just showing the world that next year we're going to fight even harder and harder to get back where we are, and then fix what we, you know, just got to work hard. And that's our memo, you know, at Belmont, working hard and being tough throughout adversity. And this is a point of adversity for us. And so we need to come back next year and just work harder to get back where we were.
Hi, Emily Adams, Knox News Sentinel. Judy, you had 0 field goals at halftime. You finished with 17 points. You know, what was the message at the half for you guys to kind of turn it around that much?
I was told I wasn't being aggressive enough, so yeah, just trying to be more aggressive and trying to help out my team as much as I could.
Imagine if you always.
And we'll go over here on the right.
Next time.
Jill Jelnick, Fox 17 Sports in Nashville. You touched on it a little, Madison, but for both of you, there was a little bit of a theme, and Coach talked about it, about not being intimidated by the name on the other jersey and competing with top Power 5 programs. Despite the loss, what do you feel you proved tonight?
In my opinion, I proved that we can keep up with anybody. And that's just plain simple. The way we came back, and I'm going to keep saying it, I'm sorry, it's repetitive, but that gave us the entire world to show. I mean, we showed everybody what we could do. We didn't come up with, the win, but being that close to Tennessee is something that we should be really proud of, and something that the world should look out for next year.
Any more questions for our student athletes? Okay, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
And now I'll take questions for Belmont head coach Bart Brooks. We'll start down here in front with Joe.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the three. You understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, I imagine you would. There's other players you would rather not shoot there. What did you see on that play and how it unfolded?
Yeah, well, we didn't want to give up a layup. I mean, they were. It's a hard team to guard when you're undersized like we are, and you've got to have a couple of bodies and you got to really crowd the post. And I thought we did that a little bit better in our zone than we did our man. And so we switched to zone and played that predominantly down the stretch. And I thought we had some really good possessions. And then, but basically our message was throughout the fourth quarter, we can't give them layups. We've got to take their layups away, make them make a jump shot. And, to their credit, they did. And, big moment. It's not like we were trying to give them that shot necessarily. Their credit, they executed and they got the look that they wanted and they knocked it down. But like our players said, we still had the ball, we still had a shot at it, and I had a lot of things running through my mind, but I felt good about us in transition because I felt like we got a lot of good stuff in transition, and I knew that going into the game that was a place where we were going to get some baskets, and I thought we did throughout that run in the second half, and we just didn't quite connect on the play, and I can't remember which go and look at the review that was, but it didn't go our way, and then you get to the foul game and we just didn't quite execute, but yeah, credit to them, they hit the shot.
Here on the left.
Hey, Coach. You guys lost pretty badly to Indiana last year in this round. I'm curious, is it harder to lose a game by so little than it was last year, or does it give you more hope for the future?
I don't know how to answer this. I don't know if this answer's good. My beautiful wife and my 2 baby boys are back there. It's like picking between your children, but the opposite of that. They both stink really bad. I think the difference between this year and last year largely was the 2 young ladies sitting next to me, that they worked their butts off in the off season, and they weren't happy. I think that loss fueled our off season, and we got a lot closer this year, I think, to being a really nationally competitive program. And I think everyone in the country, playing Tennessee on the road, not a lot of teams have done that well this year, and we put ourselves in a chance to win the game. And so I think that loss helped us this year, and I think this loss, if I know the quality of character of the young ladies sitting next to me and the young ladies in that locker room, I know this loss is going to help us a lot during the off season.
Over here on the right.
Steve Lehman, News Channel 5 Nashville. Bart, you've talked a lot about the journey with this team this year. For them to go through everything they've had and to get to this point and play the game that they did, how tough is it for you as their coach to know that it's over right now? And then how exciting is it to know that you have a lot of them coming back next year?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the worst moment in the life of a coach, because you're prepared for everything as a coach. You never prepare for your post-game loss speech. It's something that it blindsides you. It smacks you right in the gut, and you don't know what to say to these kids that have put everything into this. And the journey is the beauty of this profession, going through the ups and the downs, seeing someone get better at a closeout as the year goes. Those moments that we share together on the bus, in the hotel, tell them they can go get ice cream and how excited they get. I mean, all the stuff that we do together, how hard we work together. We work so hard. I mean, these kids work so hard. And for it to end, it just hits you. So it is really tough to sit and look at that group. I'll get over it. I got a few more gray hairs. I'll get over it. But man, those kids put so much into this. And so it's really special to go through these moments, these experiences with these young ladies. And I'm just grateful I had the opportunity to experience the journey, because that really is the beauty of this.
Over here on the left.
Coach, can you talk to me a little bit about that second half comeback you guys had? What was the message to the team at halftime, and what do you feel like you guys were able to do differently in that second half?
Well, I told them we're down 12, so we need to make that up, and they did. We needed to move the ball more. I thought we were a little stagnant offensively. Our numbers, I thought we took a lot of guarded shots that maybe weren't. I thought we got some really good shots too, and they didn't go in for us. But I thought a lot of that was because we were kind of stationary on offense, and then we changed that a little bit, and I think we got a little more aggressive defensively. And we've just got some competitive kids. We just talked about it at halftime, like, hey, if they're better than us, they're better than us. But let's compete and give everything we got and stack good possessions on top of each other, and the score will take care of itself. And to their credit, there's no challenge that's been too big for them this year.
In the back on the right.
Ryan Sylvia, Tennessee journalist. Tennessee's been a great rebounding team this year, and despite being undersized, you guys still give them a run for their money in that regard. What did you guys do to keep that part of the game so close?
Well, I thought we didn't do it well early. I mean, we got a lot better as the game went, but I think so much of it was us being aggressive offensively, getting them in more rotations, and then we got some second shots. We got some easy baskets, so we chased some long rebounds down, and I think that was a huge momentum shift for us. I think we hit a couple of big threes off offensive rebounds, and those are deflating. They're deflating when they happen to you, and they're deflating for the other team when you can get some of those second chance points. And that's if you'd told me we'd have beat them by 8 in second chance points, I'd have said, I'll take it. I don't care what the score is, I'll take it. No, but it was fight, competitiveness, toughness. But they're the best team we played on the glass, and for us to be in the game physically with them was, I think, really special for what our players did out there.
Last question, Maria.
Coach, just looking ahead, I think Belmont last played here in 2018, and it had been a long time since Belmont and Tennessee played. Is this a series maybe worth pursuing, particularly with the schools being so close?
I'm in. I'll play here every year. Every year. I'll play here. You don't even have to come to, I'd love to come to Belmont. I'd love to come play at the Curb, but every year. Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We'll let you get out here on that one.
Thank you, guys.